Alright, so I figured I'd do a quick little video of my garage. So actually I painted the entire garage by hand. First thing I did when I moved into the house was do the epoxy on the floor. So I'm glad I did that because that would have been a pain in the ass to do with everything in here. And then I figured I can move stuff around and paint the walls. So 3 years later I painted the walls. This is about 3 weeks ago. And then now, so I bought some toolboxes. I got 3 of those guys. And then I got some more hidden back here in boxes. Then I got 2 of those tops on either end. This big mess right here is the next project, but I built the shelf up there suspended by all thread, which goes into the rafters up above with a lag bolt with all thread ends. Actually, I'll show you the hardware. I'm utilizing my drawers already. So there's these anchors, they're calling. So it's pretty much a lag bolt with all thread head. And then this is pretty much the same as all thread, but I have all thread right there. So this is 3/8. They come in different sizes. And then that was I think it was like 40 bucks shipped to me for 25 pieces. So it's about a little over $1 a piece. And then the all thread, whatever it costs. So that goes up there into the rafter. And then what I ended up doing is I put a little bit of grease on the threads that go in, so it doesn't split the wood. I pre-drilled a small pilot hole, and then I put grease on the threads. And then what I did is I drilled a hole through the 2x4, and then I put this on last. So I built this frame first, make sure it was all level, and then I used when I put the board up, I put it up again at an angle, and then notched out with a jigsaw, and it just dropped right in, screwed it off. Did that for all of them. That one and the very last one right here. And actually, so far I only have 4 supports. So 1, 2 here, 2, 3, and then at the very end, the last one's actually right there, if you can see the nut hanging down. So that's actually pretty level. In fact, this side, I needed one here, but I don't have a joist up above to connect to. So what I can do is actually the joist goes across the top there, and it's back a little bit. So what I could do is run a 2x4 out if I had to. I don't know. Or I can just connect from that point to back there with a 2x4 and then just drill through the 2x4. Or I can go into the attic, but I'm not going to do all that. It's holding a lot of weight. I'm not putting any more than this up there anyway. And it's got a little bow to it right there, but again, I could put lighter stuff on that side and the heavier stuff here. And then I'm going to do some more. I got plenty of space. My garage is crowded. Don't look at this stuff. I'm going to do some up there, across there, and across the top here. Get all this crap off the floor, get them in the bins over there. I'm going to do so what I ended up doing, okay, so check this out. So I got the toolboxes, they're all built in. All right, so here's the rolling toolbox. It's all built in, so I had to roll them in, and then I capped it off. So now this is part of the cabinet. So when I open it, it's not going to shake. It's not like this is a heavy one. But this is built into the cabinet. So what I'm going to do is I was going to stain it, but I'm thinking I'm going to paint this. I might paint it white to match, but I bought some epoxy. So whatever, I'll figure this out. And then I'll probably sand the edges. I'll probably hit it with a router and do a round over bit for it. And then so this from here to here is 18 inches. And then from the wall to here is 30 inches. So this was a 4x8 sheet. That's the drop of that piece. So I got a nice little opening here, and as you can see, it's not like I really need counter space in front of the toolbox, and the reason why it's sitting back there is because of those switches. I'm just gonna leave them there. I want to leave a little bit of wall space here anyway, and I like this little counter spot. It's kind of like a, you can put your keys there temporarily, or I can hang just like it's being used, and then I don't have anything in the middle here. So then the next step is, I got this all ready, got this all lined up. Next step is I was going to do a pegboard wall here. So this is why I have this here and that there. So the top is going to be supported all the way across, and the bottom is going to be supported all the way across. And there's two 4x8 sheets. Pretty much goes from that box to about right here somewhere. And what I'll probably do, because these cabinets sit up against the wall, if you actually look, so these open upwards. I don't need to go any higher than that. In fact, I'm going higher than I wanted to, but this gives me plenty of room. It doesn't need to clear past that anyway. If you can see, it's actually got a flat spot there. But what the only problem is, I can't put these up against the wall because it's hard to see. But see that? So what I need to do, my pegboard's gonna actually stop just shy of that. So it's gonna continue, but I'll probably stop it to about here. Or I can do something else here. I'm not figuring out. I'm not worried about that yet, but I did have some and I just left it, and I just notched out part of my, here it is, here's my pegboard. There's the cutout right there. So that's the pegboard. And then there's my outlets. And I got another one here. Another outlet there, and I'm gonna have, I think this is the side the 220 is gonna hit somewhere over here. I'm gonna figure this out, but so here's what's happening. Existing outlets were the 220 and my 110. 110 here runs off of every single outlet. So there's the outlet on that corner, the outlet up there, outlet over there, and the outlet that's on that side. And there's a GFI on that side that goes to the panel. The same power that's over here in the garage goes also to my front porch. So if the front porch trips, garage doors trip, that GFI on the wall trips, I'm pretty sure this is part of that same system. So what I'm going to do is take my 220, take one leg off the 220, which is 110, off a double throw 30 amp breaker, and use that to power up the new outlets that are going to go here, here, and there. This one's going to get a cap off. Well, I'm just going to have the outlet. I'm going to leave it behind the pegboard. So the pegboard's going there. And then this one's going to have a cover plate. I'm going to turn this into a junction box. I bought this stuff right here. So this is going to go on the stud. Knock out one of those. Run a piece of wire from here to that. I'll probably mount that a little higher. Have my 220 go there. And the wire is going to go, probably cut out that hole at the bottom and then do a quick turn in and drop it right into here. So I'll make this my junction box. And then one wire will come back out, run to there, and then another one down the line there. And this will be dedicated power just to here. So this box has its own power supply right there. There's a little outlet strip in there with the USB and everything. So that's one, and that one down there's got the same thing. The power supply is on the right side, and the supply that I need to go to is on the left side. So this one's a little bit on the short side. That's going to go right there. Its own power. All these are going to have their own power. And then I'm not doing a huge draw off of this. And then that one reaches from there to there. I checked it already. So that's why this one's further away. And then I got the counter space sticking out here, and then it goes back in again over there, which I'm thinking in the future I could put a welding cart right behind that door that goes to my side yard, and I can open it all the way and not have to worry about anything being in the way. So I utilize the space there. That's going to be my walking path into the house. And then all this will be clear, straight shot from there to there. So, kind of give you an idea, this is a full 8-foot piece here. You can see the top is 8 foot, this is 8 feet, that's 8 feet, that's 8 feet. This was a full sheet to there. And I actually had a little bit of a drop from cutting this one and this one to 30 inches and having the 18. I actually have another 18 right here, a full sheet that's 18 inches wide. So that's going to become a shelf instead, or I could do a countertop. I have more space that I can do. I can split 4 feet there and maybe 4 feet over there, make some kind of setup. I don't know. I just have it, not throwing it away. And then shelving, that's 24 inches. So that was a full sheet right there. I think that was 2.5 sheets, roughly. I forgot what I did with the drop with that one. I think I had, let's see, so that's 2 8-foot sheets from there to there. So that's 16 feet. And I think I had like 6.5 feet from here to there. And then I still got some space on that side. I could do another similar shelf over there and just continue, wrap it around, and then just do a full shelving setup there off the floor. And then maybe do a countertop over there. I got my water softener kind of covered up over here. I can do a counter height top over the brine tank, or I can make it where my little recycling bin fits underneath. Actually, that's the exact same height. That was 37.5 inches from here. I think it's 38 inches from there to the floor. So this is my project for now. It's 3 weeks into it. Every week I've been doing this, so it's a lot of work. This is the fucked part. I don't like cussing, but this has been pain. So you got the sheetrock, then you got a layer of wood, and then you got the stud. And you would think every 16 inches would be a stud, but check this out. Stud, double stud. That's not 16 inches. 16 inches probably from here to there. There's a stud, and then look, a 2x4 on its side, another stud, and then directly next to it, 3 studs, and then like 10 inches over, 1 stud, another stud, and then a I don't know, 2x6 maybe on its side, and then 2 more, and then this is a solid piece, 4x6. And then there's this weird board behind there for whatever reason. It's not connected to anything, but then you got 3 2x4s, and then it goes to 2 2x4s. I don't know what the hell's going up with this house. It's a 3-year-old house. I have no idea. I used, like, that's a screw. I used that as my joint, and it happened to hit the middle almost of the 3 studs. And then that one from there to there is in the middle of probably the 2, or it's actually more to the side. But anyways, I mean, this one was probably the heaviest one of them all, right here in the middle of the house. And then 3, what the hell is that? I have no idea. Oh, whatever. Okay, so I used I used my saw, and I cut with the circular saw. I cut across, because I knew when I cut these outlets that there's a piece of wood back there, so I used those as my gauge to set the depth to cut there. So there's barely a little nick in those. And then, but what I did is I notched out about it's like 3/4 of an inch all the way across. I don't know if you could see that. 3/4 of an inch. So then my Romex is gonna sit in here. It's gonna go to that outlet, and then this board I kind of notched out to where it's gonna go behind it, and then come out this side, go into this junction box, and then go to the 120 or the 220, and then continue again, come back up, go all the way across to the other outlets. So this is gonna be fun, very fun. But I do need a 220 to charge my car. So this is gonna be the only one that sticks out of the pegboard, which I don't really care. It's only 3/4 of an inch plus the 1/4 inch for this. So about an inch of this is gonna be buried in here. If I really wanted, I can cut out the sheetrock and actually sink it into there, which actually doesn't sound like a bad idea, but then I gotta cut through the wood too. Either way, it's gonna stick out. And then I got the plate that goes on the top of that, and then I got the outlet right here. So that's gonna sit behind here. That's gonna go into the box, and then all my wires are gonna get hidden inside of there. And then there's my wire. So that's my next project.